If you choose me, there is no going back. The room did not feel the same anymore. Not after what had almost happened. The candles still burned, the books still rested where they had been, the quiet still held its fragile shape. But something between them had changed. Princess Elaris Vael stood with her back turned, still, silent, as if movement alone might undo the fragile control she had just reclaimed. Behind her, Kael Ardent had not left. He had not retreated, had not spoken too quickly, had not tried to soften what had just happened, because now he understood. This was not flirtation, not curiosity, not danger for the sake of thrill. This was consequence. And stepping forward now meant accepting it. Elaris. Her name, again. It landed softer this time. Not pulling, not pressing, inviting. She did not turn. You should not say my name like that. Like what? Like it still belongs to me. Silence. Then, quietly, it does. Her breath faltered. That was worse than anything else he could have said. Because it wasn't desire, it was belief. And belief was harder to resist than hunger. Slowly, she turned. Her eyes found his immediately. There was no distance left in her expression now. No royal mask, no cold composure, only truth. You do not understand what you are offering, she said. Kael nodded once. Then tell me. She stepped closer. Not carefully this time, not slowly, deliberately. If I bite you, she said, her voice steady but low, this does not remain what it is. He didn't interrupt. It does not remain curiosity. A step closer. It does not remain choice in the way you understand it. Closer still, it becomes binding. Her eyes darkened, not with hunger alone, but with fear. Permanent. The word lingered, heavy, unavoidable. Kael studied her. And what does that mean for you? Her answer came without hesitation. It means I will never be free of you. And what does it mean for me? Her voice broke just slightly. It means you will never be free of me. Silence. That was the moment. The line. The place where turning back was still possible. Where reason could still win. Where distance could still be restored. Kael stepped forward, not away. Toward her. Then don't make it something accidental, he said quietly. Her breath caught. What are you saying? I'm saying... A small breath. Don't lose control. He stepped closer. Choose. The word struck her like lightning, because that was what she had been fighting for. Not restraint, choice. And now, he was placing it back into her hands, knowingly. Her voice trembled. You would stand here and ask me to choose that? I would stand here, he said, and ask you not to become something you hate just because it's easier. Her eyes widened. That is not. It is, he said gently. A long silence followed. Because he was right. It would be easier to give in, to take, to let instinct decide, to stop fighting. But that was exactly what she had feared becoming, something that no longer chose. Her voice dropped. If I choose this... She stepped closer, her hand rising again, not trembling this time, but steady. It will not be hunger. Her fingers brushed his collar. It will not be loss of control. Her hand slid to his throat. It will be decision. Kael didn't move. Didn't breathe too quickly. Didn't break the moment. Then decide, he said. Her entire body stilled, because now there was no excuse left. No instinct to blame, no impulse to hide behind, only her. And what she would choose to become. Her thumb pressed lightly against his pulse, still strong, still steady, still unafraid. Her voice softened. I do not want to take from you. Then don't. I do not want to destroy what you are. Then don't. Her breath shook. I do not want to lose the part of me that still remembers what is right. Kael's voice was barely above a whisper now. Then don't. A long silence. Then something shifted. Not in him, in her. Her gaze lifted from his throat to his eyes, and for the first time, she wasn't looking at him like something she might consume. She was looking at him like someone she might choose. Her voice was quiet. If I do this, I do it as who I am now. Another breath. And who I was. Her hand moved, not pulling him closer, but steadying herself. No instinct, a pause, no hunger. Her voice dropped, soft, certain, only me. Kael nodded. That's the only way it should happen. Silence. Then, slowly, she leaned in, not rushed, not desperate, intentional. Her lips brushed his neck first. Not teeth. Not hunger, A kiss. Soft, human. Her breath trembled, because that alone felt like reclaiming something she thought was gone forever. Her eyes closed, her fangs hovered just beneath the surface, waiting, but this time, they did not lead. She did. The last moment to stop, the last moment to choose differently, and then, she chose. Her fangs pierced his skin. Not violently, not uncontrollably, but with deliberate restraint, measured, controlled, chosen. Kael's breath hitched, but he didn't pull away. Heat surged through him, sharp at first, then spreading like fire, becoming light. Elaris gasped softly against his skin, not from hunger, from what she felt. It wasn't just blood, it was connection. Deep, immediate, overwhelming. Her hands tightened against him. Her entire body trembled, not from instinct, but from the weight of what she had done. Chosen, not taken, chosen. She pulled back slowly, her breath unsteady, her eyes wide, not with hunger, but with something far more fragile. "You are," she whispered, her voice broke, "still you." Kael exhaled slowly, "And so are you." That undid her, completely. Her hand rose to his face, gentle, reverent. "I did not lose myself," she said. "No, I chose. Yes." A tear slipped down her cheek. Not of sorrow, of release. Because for the first time since she had become what she was, she had proven something to herself. She was not only hunger, she was still capable of choosing love without destroying it. Kael rested his forehead against hers. "So what happens now?" he asked quietly. Her answer came soft. "Now, everything changes." In that moment, the bond was not forged by instinct, not by hunger, not by the ancient pull of blood, but by something far more dangerous. Choice. And choice once made cannot be undone. The bond awakens. For a moment, there was only stillness. Not the silence of a room, the silence of something changing. Princess Elaris Vael did not step away. Neither did Kael Ardent. They remained exactly where they were. Forehead to forehead, breath mingling, time suspended between what had been and what had just begun. Then, it happened. Elaris felt it first. A sharp pull in her chest, not pain, but pressure, as if something long dormant inside her had just awakened and was reaching outward. Her eyes snapped open. "Kael?" But the word faltered, because she could feel him, not just the warmth of his body, not just the rhythm of his heart, something deeper. His breath echoed inside her lungs. His heartbeat sounded beneath her own silence. And for the first time since she had lost her humanity, she did not feel empty. She felt shared. Her hand rose instinctively to her chest. "What is?" Kael inhaled sharply. "I was just about to ask you the same thing." He stepped back slightly, not in fear but in shock. "I can feel you." The words hung in the air. Elaris froze. That was not supposed to happen like this. Not this clearly. Not this immediately. Not without consequence. Her voice lowered. "The bond." Kael looked at her. "This is it?" She nodded slowly. "Yes." "Does it always feel like this?" Her answer came quiet. "No." That got his attention. "How is it supposed to feel?" Elaris swallowed. "Less mutual." Silence, because that single word carried weight. Mutual. Not control. Not possession. Connection. Her gaze lifted to his again. "You should not be able to feel me like this," she said. Kael frowned slightly. "Then why can't I?" A long pause. Then, "Truth. Because I did not take from you." Her voice softened. "I chose you." The difference mattered, more than either of them had fully understood. Kael's brow furrowed. "And that changed it?" "Yes." "How?" Elaris hesitated. Because she did not know how to explain something her kind had never experienced. "Normally," she said slowly, "the bond bends toward the one who bites." Kael nodded. "Makes sense. But this," her hand tightened slightly at her side, "this is not bending." She met his eyes. "It is meeting." That word settled between them. Meeting, equal, shared. And suddenly, everything felt different. Kael exhaled slowly. "I can feel when you're afraid." Her breath caught. "I am not. You are. And you're trying not to be." Her composure flickered. Because he was right, not just about fear, about everything. "I can feel you trying to stay in control," he continued quietly. Her voice dropped. "Then you also feel what happens if I lose it." He didn't answer immediately. But his silence said enough. He felt it. The edge. The pull. The hunger that still lived beneath her restraint. But now, he felt something else too, the effort, the constant, exhausting effort it took for her not to become something worse. Kael stepped closer again, not recklessly, carefully. "You've been fighting this alone," he said. Her eyes flickered. "Yes." "For how long?" She didn't answer, because the answer was too long to speak. Too heavy to name. Centuries of restraint, centuries of choosing not to become what would have been easier. Kael's voice softened. "You're not alone now. That was dangerous. More dangerous than the hunger, because hunger could be resisted. But that promise, that presence, it made her want to stop fighting alone. And that meant trusting something outside herself." Her voice trembled. "You do not understand what that means for you." "Then explain it to me." She stepped back again, not far, but enough to breathe. "The bond ties you to me," she said. "Yes, it means you will feel what I feel. I already do. It means you will carry what I carry. That includes the hunger." That changed the air. Kael went still, not afraid, but aware. "You're saying," he began slowly, "yes." Her voice was steady now. "If I lose control, you will feel it." Silence. "And if I choose not to," he asked. Her eyes softened. "Then you will feel that too." Then Kael nodded once. "Then I guess I'd better help you choose." That surprised her. "You think it is that simple?" "No." A faint breath. "But I think it's that important." Silence again. Then something shifted between them. Not tension, understanding. Kael lifted his hand slowly, mirroring her earlier hesitation. Then he touched her. Not her throat, not her face, her hand, their fingers intertwined, and this time, it wasn't just physical. The bond responded. Elaris gasped softly, because now she could feel him more clearly. His thoughts, not words, but intention, steady, present, unwavering. And beneath that, something she had not felt directed at her in a very long time. Care, not fear, not reverence, not obligation. Care. Her voice softened. "This will change you." Kael met her gaze. "It already has." Then quieter. "And I'm still here." Her breath trembled, because that mattered more than anything else. He had not run. Even now, even knowing, even feeling what she was. The bond pulsed between them again, stronger now, deeper, alive. And for the first time, Elaris did not feel like she was holding something back. She felt like she was holding something together. Outside that hidden room, the citadel remained unchanged, cold, silent, watching. But inside, something new had begun. Not a bond forged through hunger, not a claim born from instinct, but a connection chosen and shared. And that made it something far more powerful, because now, whatever came next, they would face it together. When the court learns the truth. It began as a whisper, not spoken aloud, felt, a ripple through the citadel, subtle at first, like a tremor beneath stone, then stronger. Those bound by bloodline, those who carried the ancient lineage of Valmora, felt it, a shift, a bond, awakened. And not just any bond. Something wrong, something new. The hall of ashen glass filled quickly. Advisors, guard captains, ancient nobles wrapped in silver and shadow, all drawn by the same unspoken alarm. At the center stood Lord Vareth, the oldest among them. His pale eyes narrowed. "She is chosen." The words fell like a verdict. Murmurs spread instantly. Impossible. She would not. Not without counsel. Vareth's voice cut through them. "She has bound herself." Silence. Then, lower, more dangerous, but not as we taught her. That changed everything. Elaris felt it the moment it reached her. Her body stiffened. The bond reacted. A pulse, sharp, warning. Kael felt it too, a pressure behind his ribs. "What was that?" he asked. Elaris turned toward the door. "They know." The words came quiet, certain. Kael frowned. "They felt it?" "Yes. Something like me does not change," quietly. He exhaled slowly. "Then I guess we don't get to keep this to ourselves." She looked at him. There was no fear in his voice. That unsettled her more than anything. "You do not understand what this means to them," she said. "Then tell me." Her gaze hardened, not cold, but prepared. "My people do not bond as equals." "They claim." Kael absorbed that. "And we didn't." "No." Her voice dropped. "We did something they do not have a name for." Silence. Then quietly, "That sounds like a problem." "It is." But there was something beneath her words now. Not regret, not even fear. Resolve. Footsteps echoed through the corridor outside. Measured, not hurried, that was worse, because it meant control, authority, expectation. Elaris closed her eyes briefly. Then she straightened. The princess returned. Not the mask. The strength. Her hand reached for Kael's. Not hesitant, not hidden. Chosen. You stay beside me, she said. Kael nodded once. I wasn't planning on going anywhere. The bond pulsed, stronger, steadier. And for the first time, she did not feel like she stood alone before what was coming. The chamber doors parted slowly. Light from the corridor spilled in, and with it, the court. Lord Vael entered first. Tall, ancient, unreadable. His gaze moved immediately, not to Elaris, but to Kael. Then to the mark at his throat. The room went still. Princess. The word carried weight, not affection. Expectation. Elaris did not bow. She did not lower her gaze. Yes. Vael stepped forward. You have bound yourself. Not a question, a statement. Yes. Another pause. Without counsel. Yes. The tension sharpened, and to a human, Kael felt the shift immediately, not just in the room, in the bond, a flicker of pressure, of instinct, not hers, theirs, watching, judging. Elaris stepped slightly forward, a subtle movement, but intentional. He is not merely human, she said. Vael's eyes narrowed. Explain. The room held its breath. Because this had never happened, not like this. Elaris did not hesitate. We are bound as equals. Silence. Absolute. Then no. Vael's voice was low, controlled. That is not possible. It is. A ripple of unease spread through the court, because they could feel it now. Not dominance, not submission, balance. And it unsettled them. Deeply, Kael stepped forward, not past her. Beside her. I'm guessing this isn't standard procedure, he said. Several nobles stiffened. Vael's gaze shifted to him fully. You speak boldly. Kael met his eyes. I stand where she stands. That landed. Not because of defiance, because of truth. The bond pulsed again, confirming it. Vael studied him. Then Elaris. Then the connection between them. Something old in his expression shifted. Not approval. Not yet. Recognition. This will change everything, he said. Elaris nodded. I know. You have altered the nature of our bond. Yes, you have placed yourself at equal risk. Her voice did not waver. I have. Silence again, then, unexpectedly. Vael bowed, slight, measured, but real. The court froze, because that had never happened. Then you have chosen not power. His voice lowered, but responsibility. Elaris's breath caught, because that was what she had hoped, but never expected to hear. Kael felt it through the bond, the shift. Not acceptance, but the beginning of it. The court did not celebrate. Not yet. They did not understand what had been created. They did not know what it would become, but they felt it. Something new, something that could not be controlled. Only chosen. Elaris's hand tightened in Kael's, not from fear, from certainty. They will watch us, she said quietly. I figured. They will test this. Kael glanced at her. Good, she raised a brow slightly. That does not concern you? He gave the faintest smile. I didn't come here for easy. That almost made her smile. Almost. The bond warmed. Not hunger, not fear. Something steadier, stronger, earned. That day, the citadel of Velmora did not fall. It did not erupt. It did not break. But it changed. Because for the first time, a bond had been forged not through power, but through choice. And that was something no throne could control.